Woman trying to prove vegans can do anything dies climbing down Mount Everest. Oh my fucking god, where do I start about this injustice? The media using her statement to try and say that vegans are weak and that they will die doing things. Meanwhile, 3 people died this weekend climbing down the 29,029-foot Mount Everest, the New York Times reports. But they have to have this fucking headline, not just this one here. Time. Woman trying to prove vegans can do anything dies of altitude sickness on Mount Everest. Woman trying to prove vegans can do anything among 4 dead on Mount Everest. It just sickens me. The family should be grieving, should be allowed to grieve peacefully, and should have respectful things. Like, this is so disrespectful on so many levels. And now I've actually seen things on Facebook making a mockery of it. And that's to be expected. That's what meat eaters who are uncomfortable with what they're doing, yet they don't want to change. They don't want to change the status quo. That's what they do. That's why I unjoined a page on Facebook, because there was just so much hate and I couldn't deal with arguing with idiots anymore. But yeah, completely disrespectful. Here's a little clip we have.
An Australian woman who wanted to climb Mount Everest to prove, quote, vegans can do anything, died on Saturday after developing altitude sickness. 34-year-old Maria Stridham was a professor at Monash University in Melbourne. She had reached the final camp from the summit when she and her husband started suffering from high-altitude pulmonary edema, which caused fluid to build up in Stridham's.
So they actually had reached the top, by the way, which is an amazing feat. But yes, they developed altitude sickness, which anybody could have developed. In fact, many people have developed. Many people have died on Everest. It said from 1923 to 1999, 170 people died on Everest. So, highlighting the fact that this woman is vegan, the first vegan that we know of that climbed Everest, doesn't really say anything about her diet. It more says stuff about the media and how they like to portray vegans. They would have never made a story about it if she had not died of it. And I think it's sick, and I think that the family would have a right to be up in arms about this. And these articles, these titles, they're absolutely sickening.